I've just always wanted boobs. I like the way they look on other people. I like the way that I looked whenever I had on something that pushed mine up and made it look like I had some. I just like the way it looks. Like, I was never like, oh my god, I hate my body because I don't have boobs. Like, that was not how it was at all. What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I am literally sitting in the car outside of Starbucks. I'm about to go do some work, but I figured I would film the first half of my breast augmentation video. So I decided that I'm going to break it up into two parts. So this video is going to be everything that happened beforehand, before the procedure, you know, picking a doctor, paying for it, all that jazz. And then the next one will be more about surgery day and the recovery and all that. I figure that makes more sense. One, because I don't want like a 25-minute long video that you guys have to watch. And two, because I'm still going through the recovery process. I only had the surgery 5 days ago, so I kind of need to wait a little longer, see what happens, so that I have more details for you guys. So I have a list here on my phone of some things that you guys asked, and also some things that I just figured would be good for you guys to know, things that I was wondering ahead of time and all that. So I'm going to start out with why I wanted to get a boob job. So I've honestly just always wanted this. Like, I've just always wanted boobs. I like the way they look on other people. I like the way that I looked whenever I had on something that pushed mine up and made it look like I had some. I just like the way it looks. Like, I was never like, oh my god, I hate my body because I don't have boobs. Like, that was not how it was at all. Except one time on prep, I was like super skinny and I had nothing. Like, I'm telling you, nothing. And like, I looked all jacked and stuff because I was, you know, super lean, and I was trying to try on clothes to wear like the weekend, like after my show, and everything looked so bad on me, I thought, because I just had no boobs, and I literally like felt like I looked like a 12-year-old boy. And like, the way that my body is, I lose fat first in my stomach and last for my legs. So because of that, I have abs fairly often, which I know some people are annoyed that that's how I am, but sorry, I wish I could lean my legs out and I can't. So you win some, you lose some. But anyway, I have abs often, so like no boobs, abs, like muscles. Like, I didn't look very feminine in my opinion, so I just wanted them. Like, it wasn't like I was like, I'm gonna hate my body until I have them. No, it was just, I liked them and I wanted them, and if I can get the surgery to make it happen, to me, it made sense to do it. Like, I'm not somebody who's like, oh my god, don't alter your body. Not that there's anything wrong with this, because like, yeah, I know, like, God made me this way for a reason. Like, I have what I have, but some people are super against altering like your body and your appearance and what you were given in this life, and I'm just not like that. So I just wanted to do it. I wanted it for me. It had nothing to do with anybody else, pleasing anybody else or anything else, whatever. And actually, one of the questions that somebody asked me was, did fitness kind of lead me to want to do it more? Because I had already explained to them that I wanted this for a long time. They said, did competing mainly kind of increase me wanting to do that? And no, not really, but it did like increase my like feeling comfortable with being open and talking about it. I come from a small town where not many people have had breast augmentations that I know of, so it's kind of like weird. Like, I don't know, I didn't know that many people that had it, and then, you know, I get into the fitness industry and I realize a lot of people have them. So that's really the only thing that kind of changed once I competed and all of that. Question dos. Oh, so now I'm going to talk about finding a doctor. So one person asked in particular, did you base, you know, what you were doing more off of what you found online or off of like referrals from a friend or whatever? So like I said, I've been wanting this for years, so I have been looking around for years. And one thing I actually considered was my aunt got hers done in Miami, and I actually called and talked to the place and everything, and it is super cheap at this place. I'm not kidding you, it's like $3,000. It is so cheap. And like, my aunts look good, and I looked at the results online, it looked good, the staff was really friendly over the phone, and that's actually what I was gonna go with for a while. But I don't know, at the end of the day, I just kind of felt weird about it. I was talking to more people, and they were like, I really feel like you would rather, you know, do it in your own town. So I just reached out to as many people as I knew that had theirs done. Most people were comfortable with answering questions. I had somebody that replied and was pretty rude, but you know, it is what it is. Well, actually, somebody that was closer to them reached out for me, and they were rude to them about it, as if it was like some secret, like nobody knew she had her boobs done. Like, everybody knows, you post, like, anyway, I'm not gonna get into that because I'm still frustrated about it. Anyway, so yeah, I just reached out to as many people as I knew, people on Instagram that I didn't really know that well. I was just asking as many people as I knew, like, for years. And like I said, I was thinking about Florida, but I read the post one day, this other girl that got hers in a different state, and it was just some random girl. I think actually my friend sent me it, like through my DMs to read, and she said, like, really think about it, because you definitely need somebody with you. You're not gonna be able to open your pills on your own. You're not gonna be able to carry your bags back at the airport. And like, you really don't know how long it's gonna take you to recover. Like, most people are okay in a few days to do like general stuff, but not everybody is. And like, at the time that I was scheduling it, I had a full-time job. So like, what if I only called off till this day and that's when I got my flight home, but then that day came and I wasn't able to go back? Then I have to probably pay to switch my flight, take off more days from work, and to me, it just wasn't worth it. I felt more comfortable picking a doctor closer to me. I wanted to be somewhere where I could be there for the follow-ups all the time. If something happened, I could just go right there. I just felt comfortable paying more money for somebody that was closer by. So that was one of the first things looking for a doctor. I also looked at a website that my aunt suggested to me. It's called realself.com. And I got a lot of reviews from there, but I really kind of preferred hearing it from other people as opposed to just reading these random people's reviews, because I don't know, back in my head I'm like, maybe the girl that works there or the surgeon's wife is writing this stuff, like, I don't know. So because I was comfortable enough with reaching out to people on social media and just people that I knew that had theirs done, I preferred to find out that way. So there's a girl that one of my friends went to high school with. I follow her on Instagram. I reached out to her. She told me who her doctor was. She gave me a little bit of information about, you know, how her process went. Said she really liked him. So I said, all right, I'm gonna look into it. So I actually made a appointment with them probably like a year ago, and then I canceled it because I was like, no, I don't have the money. And then, so I was like getting emails from them for like over a year. And then finally I called them back up. I said, hey, let's do a consultation. Scheduled it, met the staff, met the surgeon, loved them, and that's how I chose. Number 3, how did I pay for it? So, I'm not recommending this, but this is what I did. So you can finance your boobs. That's what I did. So I had been off and on saving for years. Like, my people that I was friends with in college, you saw I literally had a gallon of water jug and I literally wrote boob job on it, and I would drop money into it whenever I could. My friends would like drunkenly like throw money in, like, I'll give you $20 if I can see them when you get them done. I'm like, yeah, that's what I did. But yeah, so I was saving that way, and then life just kept happening. You know, my car needed new tires, or I decided I wanted to go on this trip, or I decided I really wanted to buy this thing, or, you know, I needed to move and I needed a down payment for my apartment. Things just kept happening that I kept needing to use the money for, and every time I got a little bit saved up, it just kept going away. So whenever I finally decided it was the time to do it, I financed them. So I told you I made a consultation. They said, hey, even before your appointment, if you give us some information, we'll run your credit, see if you get approved. They went through a company called Alpheon. I tried Care Credit before. I think that one's a little more popular, and I think the interest rate might be lower on Care Credit, but I had tried Care Credit years ago, and I only got approved for $1,000. That was like back when I was in college, so I didn't have much credit built up, but I only got approved for $1,000, which was clearly not enough. So whenever they said Alpheon, I was like, whatever, whoever you work with. So they covered a majority of it, and then I only had to pay a little bit more as my down payment, and then now I just make payments every month. So it's gonna be different depending on where you go, who your doctor is, what kind you get, what procedure you get. There's a bunch of different factors that go into it, but I'll just tell you guys, I paid $7,000 for mine. I got approved for $6,300, so I had to put $700 down, and I pay about $220 a month for the loan, I guess you could say, that I took out. But I got a couple of discounts. I got a military discount. Yes, they do that, so ask places. And I also got like a referral discount from being referred from that girl that I told you about from Instagram. So I got 2 discounts, and I only had to pay $7,000, so I lucked out. Pretty good rate. And yeah, now I'm paying $220 a month. I originally planned to pay it all off whenever I get my bonus check in March from my old job, but I got laid off, so probably just gonna keep making payments until, you know, we're just gonna go with the flow. We're just gonna do it. And to be honest with you, I wasn't like necessarily in the financial situation to do it, but I was like, now or never. Like, I keep saying, like I said, I kept trying to save up and it just wasn't happening, so I was like, I'm just gonna go for it. Along with that, I think I might have just erased all my notes. Nope, here they are. So along with that, picking the right time. So I did my research as far as, you know, when I would need recovery time. I am in the military, so my PT test is in October. I need to be able to do a certain amount of push-ups for then. I have a 2-week training at the end of May that I need to be able to, you know, lift stuff by. And it takes a while until you're able to do those things, till you're healed enough for that. So I knew, you know, the sooner the better, then I can get healed up. And if I ever want to compete again, I need to be able to train normally. So I knew that I needed the time to recover. So I figured the sooner the better. So yeah, maybe the money and the timing of like what I need to heal didn't really add up perfectly, but I knew I wanted this for so long. My mind wasn't going to change. I knew I wanted to do it. So I said, screw it, I'm going to do it. I'll figure it out, whatever. And that's how I did it. So I would definitely suggest pick a time, you know, look at what you have coming the next couple of months. So you know, when it works best in your schedule. You know, are you going to be doing traveling? You know, because if you're going, you know, on vacation, you don't want to have to avoid things because you can't bounce around or whatever it is. So you just want to think about all that. This video is getting pretty lengthy already. Picking a size, type, and incision site. So I did a bunch of research on this, and I was going in thinking like, yeah, silicone's a better option, like just based on what I found. And then I went into the doctor, and he kind of made me feel like people vote saline usually. And nowadays there's like gummy bear, there's teardrop, there's all this stuff. And this might sound weird, but I like when they look kind of round. Like some people want them to look more natural, but I kind of like the round look. I don't know. I mean, obviously I don't want them too round. Like I don't want any beach balls on my chest. But anyway, I walked in thinking silicone. Why is it not focusing? He kind of made me think that people do saline. But anyway, I explained to him that I compete, and one of the things that he said was, for girls that compete, whenever you get super lean, silicone can be better, because when you get super lean, silicone will hold the shape better, as opposed to saline. I don't know what that means, but they're gonna look, I guess, better shaped, if I ever compete again and I get super lean again. So that was one of the main reasons why I stuck with silicone. I just said that. Incision site, the doctor pretty much just told me he was going to do under the boob. I knew I wanted it under the muscle because it looks more natural. So I already knew that. And then picking a size. This was hands down the hardest part for me. I struggled with what I was going to do literally until the day of the surgery. I walked in there thinking like kind of smaller, more natural. And so where I went, I think most places that are up to date with technology do this, but where I went, they take a picture of you and then they put your body on a 3D image. So your body is literally like there, you can see it with the dimensions, and they try different sizes on you. They could put it on with a swimsuit top, they could put it on with a tank top. It was pretty cool. They could do a bunch of different stuff you could see from different angles. And so when you pick a size, it's by cc. So I started at 375 cc, and I said that's too small. So we tried 400, and I said that looks better. And then the doctor was like, try 425. So I did 425. I was like, I like that. They were like, I was like, I think that's like the biggest I would go. And he said, okay, well, just to be sure, let's look at 450. I said, all right. Looked at it. I was like, nah, that's too big. So then they put a sports bra on me in a tank top, and we put these like little rubber chicken cutlet things in. Like, I don't know, I'm sure you girls know what I'm talking about. They're like little rubbery chicken cutlet looking things of the different sizes. So we put them in. I put in 400, and I was like, wow, this feels really weird and saggy and not full. I don't like it. So we tried 425. I'm like, this is better, but they still feel weird. And we tried 450, and I'm like, I actually like how this feels the most, which is like weird, but it's hard because they still don't really feel real, so you're still like really like, I don't know, is this the right decision? So we go back, we look at the pictures again. I take pictures of it on my phone because they can like compare, so they would do like my real body, then one size, then another size. So I did a picture with my real body, 400 and 425, and then I did one with my real body, 425 and 450, took them home with me, leaving, oh, and they took your measurements, so they took it around my butt, around my, like, where my underband will be, around my current bust, like, all these different, around my shoulders, all these different sizes and stuff, and the doctor said, he suggested, for my body shape, 450, because I said, I want, like, a full C, small D, but if I'm paying $7,000 that I don't really have, I want it to look like I got my boobs done, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to walk out of there and it just looked like I gained a little bit of weight. Like I wasn't, Anyway, so I said, you know, like a small D maybe. And so the doctor said, I really think you should do 450. And I'm like, I don't know, okay, sure. So I walk out of there, I'm like, whatever the doctor says. And I had heard in the past from many people that if you're in between two sizes, pick the size up because they're gonna be swollen at first, they're gonna be super high, and then once they drop, you're gonna be like, shit, I liked them when they were higher, I wish I went bigger. I've heard that from so many people, and the doctor reiterated that. He said that too. So I walked out of there thinking 450, go home, show all my friends, and they're like, oh my god, 450 is huge. They're like, 425, maybe even 400. And I'm like, damn, what do I do? So then, walking back in there on surgery day, this is like a month later, and I'm like, I don't know, doc. He's like, 450, right? And I'm like, I don't know, doc. People are making me think I should do 425. And he's like, let me tell you this. He said, he's been doing this for 35 years, and aside from the first 4 weeks, because you are swollen the first 4 weeks, so aside from that, no girl that he's ever done in the past 35 years has ever come back to him and said, I wish I went smaller. So I was like, all right, I guess I should trust the man. So I said, whatever you think. And actually, my left side was a little bit smaller, so he said what he would do is he was going to go in, he would put in the 450 and the 425. If it didn't look proportionate, if it wasn't that big of a difference that we needed two different sizes, he was going to put 450 in both sides. And it came out, and I found out I had 450 in both sides. Technically, it was 445, but close enough. So that's what I got. I got 445 cc's, and that's how I picked a size. Talked about that. Oh, somebody asked me, do you have to get them done again? Do you have to? No. You don't even have to get them done the first time. But I've heard that most people do get them done again. I forget exactly what the doctor said. I heard roughly 10 years. He said that it's super common that like somebody my age will come back in about 10 years, get a little bit bigger, and then 10 years after that, go back and go smaller. I don't know, that's what I heard. It probably depends, you know, if you have kids, how many kids you have, are you breastfeeding, do you have a bunch of weight loss, weight gain, all that type of stuff. I'm sure there's a bunch of different factors. However, he did say that it gets easier the next time. So after the first surgery, it like creates like the pocket for the implants to go into. So the following time, it'll be a lot better healing process, way less pain, way quicker recovery, all that. So that's always good. Yeah, so that's the gist. Yeah, I scheduled my appointment. I got them done like 5 or 6 weeks later. I talked about, I talked about a lot of stuff. If anybody lives in or near or around the Philadelphia area and you're interested in who my doc was, shoot me a message. I'd be happy to let you know. I really like the staff. I really like the doc. I'll keep you guys updated. I'm sure you'll see me in a swimsuit all summer. I'll probably do my next video, assuming I'm like recovered in a swimsuit or like a bra or something, so you guys can see kind of more what it looks like. Sometimes it can take up to 6 months for them to fully drop and fluff. So over time, they'll just be getting better. As far as recovery, I'm going to talk about that more, but I will just say this real quick. So takes a few days so you can be like a normal human again. It's different for everybody. I'm not your doctor. I don't know. I'm just letting you know what I heard. Different for everybody. For me, it's day 5 now. I'm feeling great. I can do this. I can drive. I can wash my hair by myself. I did my makeup today. You know, so I'm a real person, but I have other friends that they were really struggling for a few weeks. 2 weeks, can't do any cardio, nothing at all. So in roughly 2 weeks, once he clears me, I can start doing some cardio, nothing really bouncy. I'm not gonna be running or anything, probably stair mill, stationary bike, real chill. So 2 weeks of just cardio, then I will do, once I get the okay, I'll do 2 weeks lower body and abs, and then, so it'll be 2 weeks nothing, 2 weeks cardio, 2 weeks lower body and abs. That'll be 6 weeks post-op. Then if I get the clear, I can start doing upper body, slow and steady. So that's about where we're at right now. Yeah, and I'm gonna keep you guys posted. Keep the questions coming. I'll definitely keep writing them down on my phone so that I can answer whatever questions you guys have. I hope that this really helped. And thank you for all the positive feedback. I actually have really not had many negative comments at all. I wanted to be open about this with you guys because I know I had so many questions going into it, and I know I've been looking into it for years, and not many people are open about it. Oh, I remember, I do have one more question that somebody said, speaking of being open about it. They wanted to know how my friends and family reacted. All of my friends from growing up knew I've always wanted this. A lot of my more recent friends knew that I wanted it too, so it wasn't a surprise to anybody. So I think that kind of helped. If you like haven't really told anybody you're thinking about getting it done, it might kind of change things. My parents weren't really on board. My dad's best friend's wife has hers done, so I think that helped his mind a little bit. But my dad hands down was like, I will not give you any money towards it. At first they were super against it. Whenever they came to my bikini competition, they were a little more on board with it. My mom came down. She was the one that took care of me, took me to my surgery, brought me home, took care of me for 2 days later. And she even was like, I don't know if you should be getting this done, especially when I lost my job. She was like, do you really have money to be doing this? And I was like, no, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So she even the morning of the surgery was like, are you sure? But once she saw me afterwards and saw that they weren't as big as she was expecting, I don't know, were you guys expecting me to be like Pam Anderson? I don't know what was going through their mind, but she's a lot more okay with it now. And I just kind of told them, I was like, I had so many, a lot of my parents' friends, a lot of older people were like, oh my gosh, you don't need that, you're perfect the way you are, don't do that to yourself, blah, blah, blah. And I, anytime anybody said anything like that, I said, respectfully, it's my body, you can say whatever you want, you can give me your input and I'll listen, but I'll tell you right now, it's not going to change my mind. I'm still going to do it, and your opinion doesn't matter. It's my body and I'm doing it for myself. I really didn't say your opinion doesn't matter, unless someone was being rude, then I might have. But, I said I'm doing this for myself. I'm not doing it to impress anybody or for anybody else. This is something that I've wanted, and I'm doing it, and that's all there was to it. So most people were really nice about it. You guys have been super supportive, really nice about me being open with it. So just want to thank you guys for that and let you know that I'm here to answer any questions that you may have. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, if it was helpful. Comment any questions you might think of, or you can DM me on Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe for the next video. See you guys.